Alrighty, what is going on, guys? This is going to be day 6 of Vlogmas, so if you guys are staying tuned, I hope you guys are enjoying these daily videos. And just update, one of my shoes that I ordered from Adidas did come in today, one of my brand new Yeezys that I keep, because again, like I said, reselling is one of my hobbies and a way to make more money. But the main topic of the video is other ways of how I make money, and I'm going to teach you guys today a little bit of what I do. So the first topic I want to cover is kind of Bitcoin investing and a little bit of trade. Before I get into that, I just want to let you guys know that I am not an expert, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you guys my strategy and how I make money on this thing, and obviously doing this is a risk. It's not guaranteed that you're gonna come out with profit net gain, right? You can have a chance of losing and you have a chance of just breaking even. So you guys want to learn as much about this at your own time as you can, but I'm going to be sharing you guys how I predict and the next move of each market. And I suggest that you guys go into Bitcoin because that's probably the most profitable and the leading crypto of like the whole crypto world, right? And everyone's into it now, and I believe it's going to be the future. But you know, you guys have your own opinions and you're subjected to think whatever you want. And in my opinion, Bitcoin looks like it has really good potential in 2020, and leading on to the future, it's going to be more applicable in the real world, and people are going to start buying more. And where it's going to be, when it's popular, it's obviously going to be less abundant in the world, so it's going to go up. But let's take a look at my computer. I just have to hold it real quick. But anyways, we're going to close this tab on my YouTube. And what we have here is tradingview.com. You guys can go here, and it's like a good place I go to get my technical analysis and also watch a couple YouTubers. A good one to watch is Crypto Kirby. He does a really good crypto technical analysis and gives good advice on how to predict the stock market of Bitcoin. So tradingview.com, and all you do is simply just go here. This is where you'll be leading to. You go to the side here on crypto, click that, and then you want to click on Bitcoin, and it'll lead you to this graph. And here you can choose like the time increments of like the day. So usually I start out looking at from 5 days right here, and I kind of move towards it and get like zoom out more and more. So we'll start with 5 days, and there's a lot of patterns when you come to this stuff. So right now Bitstamp 7,193, right? So that's where it's basically leaving off at right now. And to basically predict, what I do is I like to look at 5 days first. So I start from the bottom. Here, the bottom of the beginning of the 5-day period kind of ends where it's off today, so nothing has really changed. But as you see, what support happens is basically for Bitcoin to go up, it's like supply and demand. The more people who buy it, the less they have in the market flowing around, and it's worth more. And the more people are selling, the more it's worth less, right? So as Bitcoin goes up, it has to build resistance and support. Not build resistance, it has to build support to break past certain levels. So as you guys can see with my mouse, it needs to slowly start settling in, and then it goes up, and then it doesn't go just keeps going straight up. It takes a couple of maybe like a day or like a couple hours to support, and then here it took like a couple days where it just went up again, and then it went to support, and then it dipped down, and then again, like every time, like I say, the stock market, if it's gonna go up, it's gonna come back down, and if it goes down, it's gonna go back up. So you guys can see what a wick is. It's basically just like a candle wick. It's actually one spike up. So this little area right here would be like a wick. This little area would be like a wick, and like there's also bottoms here, which is basically the lows of the week or like whatever time period you're looking at. And for the bottoms, you basically want to look at where the part dips the most and where it reaches on the scale of the number line, and you can basically predict it. So if the whole week has been going constant upwards, I can kind of tell that like the rest of the week, or can't tell, but I would get in my head, I would form my opinion that it would not continue to go up that more, because like nothing ever just goes up and never comes down. You know, it's like gravity, and whatever comes up must go down. So you know, if it's been going up for like a good 4 days, 5 days, for the next couple of days, I would expect it to dip, and then I would buy that dip. And my rule of thumb is, when I buy Bitcoin, I want to buy like a good chunk at a time, like maybe $500 at a time or $1,000 at a time. Because if you buy a little bit and it's like you're on a platform that charges fees, it really makes it not that worth it to keep buying, you know, small amounts every time. And then once I do buy, I want to make sure it's a dip of at least between like around 5 to 10%, hopefully closer to the 10% part. And I would only sell if it spiked up more than like 10% in a day, and that's a quick trade. But for the long-term purposes, I usually hold until it goes like a lot higher. That way I don't have to do that much work, and it's gonna make me money in the long term, where I don't have to study the graph that often, and I just buy all the lows, and then I know I'm confident I'm gonna make it return. So another way you can tell is when you just go down to TradingView, they give you like technicals. So here it can show you what most people in the market are doing, like investors, like selling, buying, neutral, and strong buy. And what you want to do is you want to do the opposite of what these are doing. So if it says sell, that basically means it's a sign that you should be buying. And if it's a strong sell, you should be a strong buy, and vice versa. If this little arrow pointer is pointed to buy or strong buy, you should be selling it off the top, because basically they get this advice, or not advice, they get this data from like professional traders and like professional people who analyze the market like 24/7, right? So you should trust this. This is trustworthytradingview.com, like I said. And if it's neutral, well, you're in a safe position. You don't need to do anything. You can buy or sell. It's up to you. But I would recommend you just hold on to everything. Like I said, Bitcoin for the long term, you must hold. And basically that's how I do it. Alright, now here's a different angle you guys haven't seen before, like for where I sit down and record. But another way you guys can make money is personally what I do, but I don't do it as a full-time thing, because I think if you were to invest full-time into it, it would take a lot of time and money, and you would literally have to drop out of school if you wanted to make a living off of reselling items like Supreme and shoes, stuff like that. So what you do is, I can do it as a part-time hobby and side income, side hustle, whereas if you're doing it full-time, it's hard to manage as a teen. So first of all, what you really need to get started doing this is you want to get a card of some sort, so like a debit card, a credit card, or a Visa gift card, something that will be able to charge against your bank account, or subtract value from some kind of credit that's digital. So if you have a gift card that's for Visa, maybe you can exchange it for parents, and then they give you like their card to use and up to buy $100 of stuff, or you just ask them to borrow their card and you can pay them that cash. Or if you're old enough, or if your parents trust you enough, take you to the bank and get you your own card yourself, which is what I did on my first year of high school, because they knew I needed to know how to manage money, and what's better to do that than open a bank account so I can see how much I spend and how much I put in. So that's what I got. And with a card, what you need to do is you need to do research online and study dates where new stuff comes out. So Supreme, here I'll tell you, is every Thursday during the seasons. The season just ended for fall winter, and I think it starts again back in February or March, but they have a drop every Thursday at 8 p.m. if you are in Pacific time in the North America, in the western area or western side of it. And what you can do is, if you get on at right exactly 8 a.m. sharp, and you're lucky enough, if you're manualing, you have to enter all your stuff by basically by finger, but I suggest you do use things such as Filler on your computer. That's an extension, or something called autofill on Safari if you have that, and it helps you save a lot of time, because your checkouts need to be fast if you're trying to get these stuff. Like, so just an example, like this thing was like $30 or $40 something retail, and this was like $70 now. So you could sell it for $70 and you can make like $20. But like, that's not a good example because that item wasn't that hyped. But let's see if I can find another one. Like for shoes wise, you could definitely go for something like these Off-White Prestos right here. These things were going for about like $200 retail, and now it's brand new. If you kept them brand new, they can resell for like $800 brand new, because the hype value of it, Off-White and stuff like that. If you're looking for Nikes, I suggest you also download the Nike Sneakers app, which is basically a really good app that uploads or releases Nike shoes, and you have a chance of buying them from the comfort of your own home by just staying there and signing up, registering, and hopefully, cross your fingers, if you get it, then you basically made your money. And that's all you really need. You need some money, and you need a way to buy it, and then you need to do some little research on when to find it and the best places that increase your chances to get it. Alright, with those two things being said, I hope you guys do enjoy this video, as those are two ways you can definitely make money on the side instead of just selling candies. And those are not just two ways, those are two ways that I listed that a teen can do, because you don't need to actually be of age to do any of the things, and your parents would most likely trust you doing those things, whereas most parents probably wouldn't trust you to trade stocks, or deal with like laundering money for something maybe considered illegal, like drug dealing or whatever. You guys don't want to get into that. But even though it might be able to make you money, it's always risky, and you want to stay away from that as much as possible. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you did, leave a comment also saying how your day went and what you guys are going to be doing to make more money.